So yeah, I'm Victor Martinez, and I am a PhD student. Yeah, but please don't think that I've been always like this. I normally had I once had a normal life. Sorry, I had friends and social life, and a car, and a house, and a dog. Fortunately, I still have a beautiful wife and two beautiful toddlers. But something happened, something really strange happened. So I've been told that I have to write this. I started to read, you know, and we designers, I am a designer, and please just don't think about, you know, this gay guy just making nice drawings. No, we do serious science sometimes. If you do properly this thing about reading, you start to think. And the worst thing about thinking is that if you dig further, as my case, I start to worry about many things. I am a professional warrior. Worrying is my favorite sport. It's much more demanding than football, actually. I'm skinny. You should see how much I eat. I have witnesses here. So I start to worry, and one of my worries is about Earth and how is everything, you know, you may heard about being all polluted and contaminated and trashed down and so on. So I start to think, okay, if I want to have sustainable products, there is something that is real sustainable. What is sustainable? So it's a tricky thing to answer, but life could be one of the answers. You know, 3.7 billion years of things evolving and growing, and you know, from cyanobacteria to mobile phone users, is a pretty amazing evolution. Some may say that that's not really a good way of evolving, but it's been there. So understanding this thing from a biology point of view, I went out to read about biology. And then it took me to read about physics. Me, being a designer, just biology and physics is not an easy task. But after a while, I come up with what's going on. I know. So for first time in human history, I have for you the answer of how everything works. I know, please don't. This is serious science. Don't laugh. I'm going to talk about thermodynamics. Yeah. The thing with thermodynamics is the second law of thermodynamics says that in each matter or energy exchange, you have a loss. You know. The thing is, what it means. This loss is that you need more carrots than rabbits. That sounds strange, but it's like that because only like 2% of the carrot is actually being transformed into a rabbit. So I will tell you later what happens with the other 98%. But that's why you need more carrots than rabbits, and if you don't have enough, obviously the rabbits will starve and die, or the carrots will get extinct. And that's the same way with rabbits and foxes. You need more rabbits. So the things of metabolic law can keep on going. So once I understood this thing about exchange, matter, and energy, I went down to see how we produce objects. And I found out that we humans, we do it exactly the opposite way. Not that one. That one we do it fine. Really. I don't know you guys, but I do it. Latin stuff, no. Let's leave that. The thing is that we produce objects exactly the opposite way. We start with the fox that requires tons of energy and matter, and then we don't have enough in the place where we build this fox. So we have to take this matter and energy from somewhere else, and it gets complicated, and we trash the entire thing down. No? So I went then to understand what happens in the process of creating a new product, and God, I realized that we designers, yes, you can blame on us. 80% of the impact is unconsciously designed when this designer is doing the first sketches, these first drawings. So it's pretty perverse stuff, if you ask me. So I went down to see then what happens in the creative process, and I stumbled upon cognitive psychology. I just wanted to do a PhD, and I have 3 years to, actually just 1.5 years to finish it, and just it's blowing my mind. But okay, cognitive psychology. And the thing here is that each one of us has this mental set of fixation, is also called. Since you were born, all you have lived and dreamed and experienced, and all the sex you have had or you haven't had, makes you these kind of boundaries in your perception of your context, and also the capacity to go beyond it. So sustainability is really, really a complex thing, and understanding how designers can change these or go beyond this creativity boundary. I design software, I'm testing it, I'm doing crazy stuff. When I say that I work on sustainability, I always get that look of, another tree hugger you are, okay, trying to save the world. After a while, I explain all this, people are still saying that, but getting me a bit more attention, just like you guys here. You don't have an option otherwise. But at the end, the future looks promising. I may get, again, a real job, paid real job, good pay, hopefully. But I will just finish by saying, if you are thinking on becoming a researcher, just bear in mind a few things. First, we reproduce like rabbits, and we are running out of hutches. We eat only carrots. We hardly can afford anything else. And the last one is that sooner or later you will get eaten by a fox. And 98%, you remember, 98% of you will end up being fox poop. Thank you.